Good morning, English class. I just wanted to quick touch base before you move into the mini lesson. I'm still not getting a lot of assignments. The ones I am getting, if you get a low score, I'm returning them so you have a chance to do them over. As always, keep working on your iReady throughout the week, not just the assignments I posted. Next week is going to be the same thing. I'll post 2 mini lessons, an ed puzzle, and then keep working on iReady. If you have questions for me, please contact me. Yesterday, I had a session with about 5 students where we just worked through the worksheet together. Please try to watch the video and get through it on your own before you reach me so that I kind of know where you are and where we're starting from. Would love to talk to you at all. Text me, call me, email me. I love to hear from you guys. All right, enjoy the mini lesson. See you all soon. All right, let's move on to the next text. So our clear learning target for this text is I can analyze how the central idea develops over the course of the text. So if you are doing this on your paper packet or if you're doing it online, I think this text is difficult because it has so many scientific terms. So if you're like, man, I'm just not getting it, go ahead and do number 1. Start by circling unknown words, look up definitions. I've also included this picture because I think it really helps understand what it's talking about. So in this first paragraph, let's just go through it and look for our central idea. Like, what is it actually saying? Between about 310 and 245 million years ago, the eastern edge of the North American tectonic plate collided with the African tectonic plate, becoming part of a supercontinent known as Pangaea. Continental collisions take place at a rate of a few inches per year over many millions of years and are the result of continuing global-scale plate tectonics. Evidence of an earlier plate tectonic geological events are found in the rocks of the Great Smoky Mountains, attesting to an incredibly long and active geological history in this area. During one of these earlier continental collisions, tremendous pressures and heat were generated, which changed or metamorphosized the Smokies' sedimentary rocks. For example, sandstone became recrystallized to metasandstone and quartzite, and shale became slate. Whew! All right. So I had to go ahead and look up, what are tectonic plates? Because it keeps talking about these tectonic plates colliding, which means smashing together. So I looked up this, and it shows that the plates are under the earth, and when they move together, it creates these ridges or mountains. That's how some mountains are created. So we know that this is about the Great Smoky Mountains and the geology meaning the rocks, the way it looks. And so I should be able to figure out that the central idea in this paragraph is going to be something about the Great Smoky Mountains, right? So, and remember, our end goal is to figure out what is the shift that has occurred to the Great Smoky Mountains over time. So I'm looking for, in this paragraph, what is the central idea about how the Smoky Mountains have shifted, how they've changed? Well, here is where it starts talking about the Smoky Mountains. Evidence of earlier plate tectonic geological events are found in the rocks of the Great Smoky Mountains. Okay, what is it saying? Attesting to an incredibly long and active geological history in this area. During one of these earlier continental collisions, so when these plates moved back in history, it changed or metamorphosized the Smokies' sedimentary rocks. Okay, so my central idea is the Smoky The Smoky Mountains have changed over time due because of plate collision, right? All that it's really saying is over time, the way the rocks of the all it's really saying is that over time, the Rocky Mountains, the rocks have changed due to these plates moving and like this, right? So it's changed the rocks, it's changed the way they looked, it's changed how they are. So now I need my text evidence, right? Okay, so I finally got it down to what is it actually trying to say? What's my central idea? Now I need my text evidence that proves that. So just like you did in the last worksheet, you can just copy and paste it. So I'm going to go to where it talked about the changed or metamorphosed, right? That means this is where it's talking about the change. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and paste it over here. And I'm going to paste it right here. Bam. First one done. Let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second one. The last great episode of mountain building uplifted the entire Appalachian mountain chain from Newfoundland, Canada to Alabama. These mountains probably were much higher than today, with elevation similar to today's Rockies. As the African tectonic plate gradually pushed against the edge of the North American plate, the original horizontal layers of rocks were bent or folded and broken by faults. So it's saying as these plates move, like you can see in this picture, right? It's changing. They're breaking by faults. They're creating ridges. What else does it say? They're bent. They're being folded. Huge masses of older, deeply buried rocks were pushed northwestward up and over younger rocks along a large, nearly flat-lying thrust fault known as the Great Smoky Fault. Okay, so what is this one saying? It's talking about the plates moving and what happens when they move and how that impacted the Great Smoky Fault, right? I can inference that the Great Smoky Fault is probably part of the Great Smoky Mountains, right? It's probably part of this Appalachian mountain chain, which, y'all, we're right there. Like the mountains you see around you, that's part of the Appalachian mountain chain. The Appalachian mountain chain. All right, so I'm looking for what's my central idea about the Smoky Mountains and where's my text evidence for it. So again, let's put this in our own words, super simple. It's saying that as these plates moved, rocks were bent or folded, and older rocks came forward, right? So as these plates are moving, they're pushing, they're moving things, and it creates the Great Smoky Fault. So how can I put that in my own words? I'm just going to say, the Great Smoky Fault was, no, not vault. Fault. The Great Smoky Fault was created as plates shifted and created new geological features. So by geological features, I mean it's creating mountains, it's creating faults, it's creating ridges. If you left off this last part, it would still make sense, right? The Great Smoky Fault was created as plates shifted. That's our big main idea. So now where's our text evidence? I'm going to say our best text evidence for this would be this last sentence, right? because that's where it's talking about the Smoky Mountains. So as you read this, I would really focus on where is it actually talking about the Smoky Mountains. So now we're going to paste that. Just copy paste. All right. Do the next two on your own. So the next one you're going to look at, where does it talk about how the Smokies changed? So that's going to be your central idea plus your text evidence. And then paragraph 4, it's going to talk about how is it changing and how is it going to change in the future. So get your central idea and your text evidence, and then we're ready for our paragraph. So pause this video, go through the next 2 paragraphs, get your central idea and your text evidence. When you're done with that, come back and let's do the paragraph. In your own words, summarize the shifts that have occurred to the Smoky Mountains over time, as it is explained in the Geology of the Great Smoky Mountains. Also include at least one sentence about how the Smoky Mountains will change in the future. Okay, so if we look back at our central idea and our text evidence, we should see like the shift, right? So the first thing we can say is, if we're summarizing, you can use these sentences, I don't mind, as long as you fill them out in your own words. For a topic sentence, remember to turn the prompt into your topic sentence. So we could just make our first topic sentence, the Great Smoky Mountains have shifted over time, period. Now, because we're talking about time, a good transition word would be first, comma, then go back and talk about what happened first, right? First, we know Smoky Mountains have changed over time because of plate collision. Great. That can be the rest of your sentence. Then, what happened? Then, comma, what happened? Then, we know the Great Smoky Fault was created as plate shifted. So then, the Great Smoky Fault was created. If you go through and do it paragraph by paragraph with central idea and text evidence, this paragraph will be easy. Just make sure your last sentence is about how they will change in the future. A good sentence stem for that would be, in the future, comma, right, and finish your sentence, or something like, probably, right, predicting the future, probably blah, blah, blah will happen with the Smoky Mountains. So as you go through, remember, you can always look up words you don't know, just like I showed you in the last video. Just Google them, figure out what they mean. I literally Googled pictures because I was like, I need to see what's happening. So if you also want to like Google videos of how these plate moving works, that will help you a lot too. But for your central idea, keep it simple, right? What's the overall picture? What is it actually saying? And then you'll be able to answer this. Once you've done that, make sure you hit submit on Google Classroom. I have been returning some assignments because they're incomplete. That's fine. You have another chance to redo it. So do your very best, and as always, reach me if you need help.